How's it going, guys? So we've got another very interesting fight coming up in the cruiserweight division. Marco Huck is going to be defending his IBO title against Ukrainian fighter Dmytro Kucher. Now, for those of you who don't know who Dmytro Kucher is, he's a 32-year-old cruiserweight from the Ukraine. He is coming off a devastating first-round knockout victory against former champion Enzo Macronelli. That fight took place over in London a few months ago. And it was an upset too. Macronelli was the favourite going into that fight. He ended up getting blown away in a single round. So clearly, this guy has a lot of power. I mean, you look at his record. He's 24-1 with 18 KOs. He has only one defeat, and that defeat was a close majority decision against Alunga Makabu, who went on to fight for the world title not long later. Now, other than that, though, his competition hasn't really been great. I've watched a few of his fights. He's fought some, big, tough, decent, durable guys, but he hasn't really fought any contenders or any world level cruiserweights other than Macronelli. And it has to be said too that Macronelli is significantly past his prime. And to be honest, Macronelli has always had chin problems his whole career. So, you can't really look at that first round knockout against Macronelli and take too much confidence from it. I mean, Macronelli has been knocked out something like 8 times in his career, so I mean, let's not blow it out of proportion. But this guy, he still is dangerous. He's still got a lot of power. He's fairly big for a cruiserweight. He's around about the same height as Marco Huck. I believe they both stand at around 6'3". And he may even be the bigger puncher because, like I said, this guy clearly seems to have a lot of raw power. Now, Marco Huck is a fighter I've been watching for a long time. He's a very tough, very durable, very experienced veteran cruiserweight. He almost had the record for cruiserweight title defenses. However, that blew up in smoke when he got knocked out against Krzysztof Glowacki last year. Or was it last year? Was it the year? I'm pretty sure it was last year. Yeah, he got knocked out in the 11th round against Krzysztof Glowacki in a fight that some people thought he was winning, but it was very close. He did score a knockdown, and it was just a back and forth war. He ended up getting caught in the 11th round and got knocked out. But he's come back very well. He defeated Ola Afolabi by a 9th round stoppage to win the IBO title, and he was actually due to defend his title against Oval McKenzie. However, the fight ended up falling through because Oval McKenzie got sick. Like, he came down with some sort of illness, so he's not taking the fight. So this is basically the replacement opponent is this guy. And I actually think that this guy is more dangerous than Oval McKenzie, in my opinion. So I really will commend Marco Huck for taking this fight, because this is not a fight he had to take. It's basically an unnecessary risk, to be honest. And it just goes to show you the type of fighter that Marco Huck is. I mean, the dude is a warrior. He will fight anybody, okay? This guy don't duck nobody. I mean, you only have to look at Marco Huck's resume and the guys that he's fought over the years to know the type of fighting mentality that he has. I mean, he's fought Alexander Povetkin. He's fought Denis Lebedev. He's fought Ola Afolabi 4 times, and Ola Afolabi's a very, very awkward guy, a guy that used to spar with the Klitschko brothers. He was a very big, dangerous cruiserweight. Marco Huck has fought Glowacki. The guy's been around for so long. He's fought so many top-level cruiserweights, had so many title defenses. He's just a very, very chiseled and battle-hardened warrior. That's what I will say about Marco Huck. He's battle-hardened. He's fought so many top-level cruiserweights, and he's been in so many back-and-forth fights. He fought Steve Cunningham as well back in the day. That was probably the first name that he fought. So, this guy, he's fought everybody. He's fought everybody that he's supposed to have fought. He's never ducked anybody. He's willing to take challenges at short notice. And the fact that a fighter like that, who takes so many risks, was able to almost break the record for title defenses, it really goes to show you the kind of fighter that he is. I mean, the guy's an absolute warrior. So, I'm a real big fan of Marco Huck. I like watching him fight. He's just such a entertaining guy to watch. And honestly, in this fight is dangerous for him, because at this stage of his career, with all the hard fights he's had, all the difficult situations he's been in, you know, there might be a little bit of wear and tear there. It might be a little bit shot worn, but I have to say, in his last fight, to me, Marco Huck, he still looked in good shape. You know, he still looked like he can fight. Still got stamina. He can still punch. Can still take a punch. And I do think personally that he has enough left to beat this guy. I'm gonna go with Marco Huck to win this fight, and I'm gonna go with him to win the fight on points. And here's why. You know, Marco Huck has got a lot of power. He can punch. However, to me, he's not the best finisher. You know, I've seen him in several situations where he's had a fighter hurt and he hasn't been able to get them out of there. Now, it really depends on the preparation, because if you remember rightly, Marco Huck fought a guy called Firat Arslan, and in the first fight, Firat Arslan, in my opinion, won that fight. It was an absolute robbery. You know, he was coming forward and beating Marco Huck up, and there was even moments in that fight where Marco Huck would land a good shot, like to the body or something, and he would have him staggered, and then he would have an opportunity to really jump on top of the guy, and he didn't do it, and the guy went the distance, and then ended up losing on the cards controversially. But they had a rematch, and then in the rematch, Marco Huck fought a very, very tactful fight in the rematch, and he ended up winning the fight by a 6-round stoppage. So I suppose it all depends on the preparation and what stage of his career he's at and stuff like that. So you never know, but me personally, I can see this fight going the distance. I think it's going to be at least go to the later rounds. I don't think it's going to be a blowout either way. And I'm going to go with Marco Huck to win the fight. So yeah, this is just a quick one, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching.